Hell's insidious embrace. James Lockwood was a man exuding arrogance and unbridled pride. Known for his lavish affairs and hedonistic pursuits, he was a pillar of decadence amidst high society. Not just a relentless gambler and a heartbreaker, he was the embodiment of vice, a modern-day Dionysus. The elite would gossip about him, telling tales of his excessive extravagance and scandalous escapades. Many wise old souls prophesied a dire, tragic end to his unhinged ways. To every whispered warning, James responded with a mirthful laugh, holding his crystal glass even higher as if toasting to his own infamy. One moonless, chilling winter night, as snow blanketed the town and muffled every sound, fate, it seemed, decided to engage in its cruel play. After indulging in one too many drinks from an ancient bottle labeled with an indecipherable script, James, in a drunken haze, found himself wandering onto the surface of a frozen lake. The moonlight made the ice seem like a silver carpet beckoning him. Suddenly, an ominous crack sounded, the earth trembled, and he was swallowed by the abyss below, plunging into waters so cold they felt like thousands of piercing needles. Yet, instead of the numb embrace of death, James found himself transported into a realm of insufferable heat and relentless torment. This was no fleeting dream, but the visceral reality of the infernal depths of hell. The air was dense, suffocated by the wails and screams of countless souls, each trapped in their endless dance of despair. The ground pulsed beneath him, not with life, but with the agony of trapped spirits, their faces distorted in eternal torment. Massive looming demons, each more horrifying and grotesque than the last, encircled him like predators eyeing their prey. Their twisted forms seemed to be carved out of nightmares, each a reflection of every sin James had ever indulged in. They didn't need words. Their glaring eyes, burning with malice and hunger, said it all. But just as James felt the searing heat of a lake of fire beckoning him, promising an eternity of suffering, a force beyond mortal comprehension intervened. An ethereal light pulled him from the very jaws of damnation, and he found himself jolted awake in a sterile hospital room, ensnared in a web of tubes and monitors. The sanitized smell of the room was a stark contrast to the sulfur and brimstone he had just escaped. However, instead of feeling the fear one might expect, James felt invigorated, reborn. Dismissing his ordeal as a mere byproduct of his intoxicated mind, he wore his journey into hell like a badge of honor, a testament to his invincibility. He regaled audiences with his travails in the underworld, each retelling more grandiose than the last, turning his harrowing ordeal into an epic saga that further added to his legendary status. Yet the denizens of the abyss were far from done. Sinister apparitions began to infest his daily life. They lurked in every dark corner, whispered from mirrors, and sometimes brazenly manifested in the midst of his opulent soirees, their malignant eyes fixed on James. But with audacity only he could muster, James welcomed these spectral invaders. He turned their haunting presence into a twisted form of entertainment, using their grim appearances to elevate his parties into macabre spectacles. His mansion transformed into a nexus between the earthly and the infernal, a place where opulence met horror. To his friends and acquaintances, the line between reality and James's theatrical performances became increasingly blurred. Was the chill they felt down their spines genuine, or just another of James's elaborate pranks? Yet, even in this carnival of chaos, one entity stood out. The demon of deceit, its shimmering scales reflecting distorted truths, became a persistent shadow in James's life. Its whispers, filled with foreboding, gnawed at James's very soul, making even this titan of arrogance question his reality. Days blurred into nights in a whirlwind of excess and terror. James's once grand parties began to exude an air of desperation. The laughter seemed more manic, the dances more frenetic. And when the guests left and the lights dimmed, James was left alone in his sprawling mansion, the oppressive weight of his deeds and the ever-present demonic whisperings his only company. Years wore on, and the once charismatic and vibrant James began to wither. His raven black hair turned silver, his posture stooped, and his voice, which once commanded rooms, became a haunting rasp, Yet his spirit, indomitable as ever, refused to seek solace or redemption. One fateful evening, driven by a maddening compulsion, James returned to the site of his near demise. The still waters of the lake seemed to beckon him, a siren's call promising both torment and release. With the cacophony of demonic voices in his ears and a deranged laughter echoing from his lips, James stepped forward, surrendering to the insidious embrace of the abyss. In his wake, James left a legacy that oscillated between horror and awe. His tale, whispered in hushed tones, spoke of a man who dared to dance with devils, who saw the inferno and tried to bring it back. His once magnificent mansion, now shrouded in shadows and mist, stood as a testament to his audacity. And those brave or foolish enough to venture close spoke of chilling melodies, flickering apparitions in the windows, and a laughter, cold and unhinged, that seemed to come from the very bowels of hell itself. Dare to delve into the unknown with chilling ghost tales. Then subscribe for weekly videos of the eeriest tales and darkest legends now.